What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Artaban, the fourth Wiseman, and this is Shallow Waters. And I just got done watching Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2. And man, yes, I'm excited for the rest of it. I'm excited to see where this story leads. And I'm not going to do too much on this review, but I definitely want to go like scene by scene, breaking stuff down. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be more than an hour. I want to do 30 minutes for each episode, do some predictions at the end, and just try to have a little bit of fun with it. So, starting off with that episode 1, that opener, bro, the crawl. Okay. I know they talked about bringing the crawl back. Apparently, this is the first of the TV series that got the crawl, which is, that classic Star Wars opening credit that rolls up, into space and disappears. Yes, it's called The Crawl. And they brought it back, and people were excited. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, they kept The Crawl, but because it was TV, they did it a little different, which makes sense. They instead of doing the classic, I guess that yellow, they did the red instead. Instead of it looking like it was actually, is it ascending into the atmosphere. It was just kind of just going up the screen. So it was, eh. They brought the crawl back, but they did it different. I don't know. I didn't much like it. I didn't even really care all that much to begin with if they brought it in or not. But since they did, and they did all that extra shit about bringing it back, and y'all did it like that, I'm not cool with that. But nevertheless, they brought the crawl back. That was kind of cool. Uh, so this opening scene with Captain Hale, who was checking for the home one, but found out it was Balin Skull and Shin Hati. First of all, what's wrong with this man, bro? He just as pompous as ever. I don't believe them. Call security to the hangar bay. Bro, this security was trash, bro. Did y'all see they security? No wonder they got whooped. They security looks so fucking weak, bro. Had that one alien nigga, and then it wasn't even one of the tough aliens like something Zeb is, or one of them lizard niggas like Bosk. Like nothing, just that fish nigga. I can't think of what they call, but they look weak as hell, bro. Soft and mushy. And I saw them walking up in their little line behind the captain. I was like, oh yeah, that's the security detail that your punk ass get for sure. That that fits. I definitely understood that. So that entrance of Shin Hati and Balin Skull when they came off the ship, they had the cloaks up, they had the hood up, of course, and they kind of just ascended. Oh man, it such a good scene when they come through that smoke. Stop right there. What was wrong with this man? Like, let's just say, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, they weren't Jedi and they were, as he said, Imperial trash. What was your next move, bro? You really thought they was that done that they were just gonna pop in, just walk through and have a good old time? Come on, bro. How did you become a captain thinking like that? That don't make no sense to me, but I digress on that point. Now, I love how Balin only had to worry about that captain nigga and Shin Hati just kind of ripped through everybody else. She is so dope, bro. Even from the trailers when she popped up, that scene they kept showing when she blocked a couple shots and then hit you with a slash and it kind of just the close up of her face. So dope. And then actually watching her style is killer. I love the gauntlets. Bro, I immediately noticed the Padawan braid. I did. I immediately noticed the Padawan braid. And I was like, oh shit. Like, okay, y'all a Jedi. That's the only way. That's the only way. But she whooped ass. Balin was focused on that one nigga, and then they all just they both just ripped through the whole fucking ship like they was tissue paper, and they went and got Morgan Elsbeth. And I guess they made it very clear that these niggas are on the payroll, because this nigga said, I'm only good as I'm paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, so y'all flat out are mercenaries at this point. You guys are hired guns. So you guys were hired by Morgan Elsbeth to, I guess, protection after Ahsoka whooped her ass in the book of Boba Fett or the Mandalorian. I can't remember which one it was. So she's probably like, nah, I need some Jedi help. You know what I mean? So I guess we weren't supposed to know whether or not they were Jedi at that point, but I knew because the Padawan braid. And I'm like, she's not going to still have the Padawan braid if she's not still training to become a Jedi. So that means he's a Jedi. Now, the reasoning for the lightsabers being red, or I guess orange or whatever, that remains to be seen. But I can't wait till we get there. But without jumping ahead too fucking far, back to the scene of them being on the ship. Morgan Elsbeth is so scared of Ahsoka because the first thing she said when after it was the whole greeting, hello, thank you for coming to get me type shit. The first thing she told that man about is Ahsoka, which is probably the very reason, like I said, why she hired him in the first place. So off rip, I'm like, all right, she got a hard on for Ahsoka, a serious hard on. Like she got blue balls for her. Like, all right, I get it. She tagged your ass up the last time, so you want some revenge and you try and make sure she don't thwart you or whatever. I get that. I get that. But now we get to talking about a map, right? So wait a minute. Let me talk about this opening credit scene first. I love how the Ahsoka title looks. Of course, it's the design is reminiscent of the markings on her face. I don't know if people noticed that. I mean, of course, the fans noticed, but like, yeah, the markings of her face are supposed to resemble that also of the title as well. Like that kind of circular design and it kind of just drags over. Like I thought that was really cool and really well done. But title comes up, cool. Master and Apprentice. I mean, right then and there. Like, whenever you see titles like that, it's always like, ooh, who are they talking about? They could be talking about Balin Skull and Shin Hati. That we obviously are supposed to think they're talking about Ahsoka and Sabine. I think they're talking about both. I think it just serves the purpose because you're learning about these supposedly Jedi. You know what I'm saying? This is when we kind of start to, well, not yet. Well, I guess we didn't start to figure it out yet, but a little further down, we're starting to figure out, okay, these niggas are some Jedi ass niggas, so we're gonna have to figure this shit out somewhere or another. So you got Ahsoka trying to find this map, or she's at the place where the map is, and that opening shot of her from afar with the dust flying, and she had the hood up. Man, I'm gonna get that shot. I'm gonna get that shot, and I'm gonna use that shot all the time. I can't wait to start messing with it. But that was a beautiful shot. The cinematography, the visual effects, and everything has been stellar already within the first 5, 10 freaking minutes. Okay, like it is just stellar. So she gets to this place, and that I love that move. She tosses the lightsabers into the ground, circles that shit out with the force, and then the jump just drops down. I was so happy when they brought that back. This is where I started to notice that they used a lot of the scenes from the trailers from the first 2 episodes. This is when I started to notice. So I was like, saw that in the trailer. That was also in the trailer. And like I said, it's only been like 5 minutes. And I've always seen like 3 or 4 different shots from trailers. So like, okay, that also would explain why they dropped 2 episodes instead of one. Because you got to think, if they dropped one episode and half the footage was shit we already saw, these would have got pissed. So if you drop 2 episodes and then you use most of the footage from the trailers, because I can't think of but so many scenes that I didn't see in the first 2 episodes from the trailers. Now you done saved a lot of the juice for later on but you gave us enough to satiate us for now without us getting mad that everything we saw was stuff we kind of saw already. Brilliant. Shit was really brilliant. I gotta admit it to these niggas. That's marketing for you niggas right there. So she's in that little temple, whatever, and now she gotta solve this puzzle, right? She gotta solve this puzzle. She solves it, of course. I love the mannerisms already. I love the little smirk she does, the Ahsoka smirk, classic. The little the head tilt, that she tends to do. Loving Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka thus far. Finds the little thingy, the map, the sphere. Hu Yang, I found it. This man got a bad signal, so she think is she got a bad signal because she underground. So she jump up out of the thing, force style. Boom, droid standing right there. Okay, so now we about to fight a nigga. So he asks for the map. She say no. Hella niggas pull up. God damn. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to whoop your ass. In this scene, I immediately knew she was going for the hole. It was clear as fucking day. Like I knew the hole was behind her, and she just starts backing up. Like a beeline, damn near beelining it to the hole. Like damn near, if she had been turned around, that'd have been a beeline toward the hole. And I'm like, y'all don't see her about to drop into that hole on purpose, because I know she knows that that hole is there. Obviously, she's about to use that hole, but niggas don't listen. So she dropped down and then just start popping holes from underground and dropping them niggas down, crushing them when they get down there. She pop back up, tag up the last two, and then that nigga get mad and it's like, oh, initiate self destruct. So now two more pop out the hole. They about to self destruct. I'm like, damn, bomb. Yo, the look on Rosario Dawson's face when she start to kick it, hilarious, bro. Like, oh shit, and just start running. Hell of a scene, and I don't know why they made them bombs so fucking strong and powerful. Them was nuke level style bombs. That shit was hella unnecessary. They need to cut that shit out. Cause what the fuck was that? So anyway, she makes it to the ship, and then now you got Ahsoka talking to Hu Yang, and this is the first instance that they talk about the Padawan shit. And I think that was Hu Yang's way of kind of telling Ahsoka, hey, maybe you should get Sabine back. Cause Ahsoka had like a little look on her face when he said something, and then she was like, anyway, and tried to change the subject and shit. So first instance of something going on between Sabine and Ahsoka, whatever that may be. So now you got this next kind of scene, we're at the actually go back. Ahsoka and Hera talking is like two moms talking, but two different kind of moms, of course. Of course, you got the nice, cool, caring mom who's just so sensitive to the feelings, and then you got the mom that likes to put the belt to a nigga and cuss you out and call you a little whore and stuff like that, and they're just having a conversation, right? And I thought that was just so fucking great because they're both middle aged as fuck now. Pretty sure they're both in their 40s, 50s now. So yeah, they're like legit mom age level. And every time they talk, it seems like it's just two moms talking. It doesn't seem like two commanders talking. It doesn't seem like two warriors talking. It sounds like two moms talking, and I like that. I really do. Because it doesn't dilute how badass they are. Like, you're not going to forget that Hera is the most badass flyer of all time. You're not going to forget that Ahsoka can pretty much dog anybody she comes across at this point in time. You're not gonna forget that just because they having this sensitive, sentimental conversation about what to do with their daughter. But anyway, getting away from it, got a little sentimental there myself. So now you got the scene of we're meeting Kai, Jaquel Kai, and Governor Ziti and them, and seeing these guys in live action. That was fun. I didn't know who Jack Hale was for a minute. I had to look it up. I was like, oh, him. Okay, this I could tell when they said his name that he was from Rebels, but I couldn't remember who he was. So I had to go look it up, and I was like, oh, him. I guess whatever. Anyway, So that first shot of Sabine when she's riding down the highway with the rock music, purple and orange hair flowing in the wind, man, so great. The conversation with that guy, like her attitude, so fucking perfect. I personally think that the dude was going to let her go anyway, or he wanted to let her go, but he had somebody else there with him, so he couldn't just be like, "All right, go ahead," and now you got somebody who know that he let you go. He had to make it look good, like, I can't let you go, sorry. So once she got past old girl, he was like, "All right, go ahead." She was like, "Bet, we out." Like, I really think he was always going to let her go. So that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But that rant leads to nowhere. Like, I know that's supposed to be like a landing pad at the end of it, and I guess they land there and then they ride up. But I'm like, damn, y'all niggas ain't built shit at the end of that runway yet. That shit been barren since season one of Rebels. Y'all niggas ain't built nothing on the other side yet. Nothing. It's just desert out that bitch. But I digress. So now I want to jump to the next scene with Lady Elsbeth and Shin Hati and Balin Skull, and they're having a conversation. And Morgan pretty much tells Shin Hati that she's a Night Sister and a survivor of Dathomir. And I think Shin Hati has a serious problem with witches. Because as soon as she said that, she was like, oh, she had, that little standoffish kind of, and then she's just like, you a witch? Like, and not like a genuine question, but like a, you're a witch? Like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, no. And then every time she's around this bitch, I noticed after 2 episodes, she's always keeping her distance from that bitch. She waits until she walks off until she talks to Balin. She watches her the entire time with like this look on her face. And I don't want to get too far into it yet, but I definitely think it's tied to something with how Balin found her Shinhati in the first place. I think maybe Shinhati's parents or somebody, her family, whoever got fucked up about some wishes, left her alone, and Balin Skull found her, or something like that. But I don't know, but she got a serious problem with witches, and she do not fuck with that bitch Morgan Elsbeth, and I do not blame her. Now, me personally, I not she's gained so many points in my book. A Night Sister, I mean, the fans called it, a lot of people called it, so it wasn't like a surprise, but it was like, damn, a Night Sister. I love the Night Sisters. I love their lore. I fucked with them since the Clone Wars, since they were first introduced. I was actually kind of sick that they fucked around and just genocided their asses, but knowing that Morgan Elsbeth is a Night Sister, some people think it's Mirren, however you say her name, from the Jedi Survivor video game jump. I hope it is her. That would be kind of cool. But nevertheless, I think adding the Night Sisters was a really fine, fine touch and a really help for the Star Wars lore going forward. Now, you got Ahsoka arriving on Lothal, and it was that shot where the ship was flying over. Like the comms went off. Sabine was having her little nightmares, her little dreams. The comms went off. She got a clicked the jump, walked outside, seen Ahsoka's ship. I think in that moment she felt her master. Like, yeah, I think she saw her ship and knew it was her. I think that was a real indicator, but I also think like she felt her. I think even though Sabine isn't force sensitive, I think, or at least she's not that force sensitive, I still think that her and Ahsoka have built a strong enough connection to where Sabine could actually feel her presence if she was near. And I think that would be a very solid starting point to get Sabine to become more force sensitive because I don't see them keeping her non force sensitive while she's about to or while she's trying to become a Jedi. I just don't see that happening. So that would be a really good starting point. Now, I want to jump to let's see. Right, so they on the ship. They have their little attitude back and forth. We get a little bit of an indication that, or at least the first real indication that something happened between them. Like you walked away from me type shit. You were always kind of hard on me. Just saying little subliminal shit. Putting the little quotations behind master. You know what I'm saying? You were supposed to be my master type shit, but you clearly weren't acting like one type vibes. You know what I'm saying? So that was our first indication of that. But I kind of then knew that was probably the problem because I don't see Ahsoka not training Sabine anymore unless something specifically happened between them two that caused Ahsoka to be like, all right, nah, I'm good on that. Cause yeah, Ahsoka is prone to walking away from people, or she's prone to running. She's not a face things head on type person per se. She's more like a run away until you kind of have no choice. Like she'll run to danger for other people, but when it comes to her own shit, she tends to run from it. So that's why she told Sabine, I go where I'm needed. She's running away from her own shit, but she's running towards other people's bullshit. Why? And that's half of Sabine's problem. Like nigga, you left me. You left me. Like that's your master abandoning you is the same as a parent abandoning you, maybe even a little bit worse. Because this is somebody who was tasked with training you in culture, in skill, in life. Like not just protecting you, not even really protecting you, but honestly protecting you by teaching you how to be like them. That's literally what a master is doing with their apprentice. You're teaching them to be like you, and then you just give up on them. Probably because somewhere deep down you don't think they could be like you, or they're lacking something that will allow them to be like you. So you shove them off. And as an apprentice, that's gonna make you feel like shit. Like, damn, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough to follow in your footsteps. That's the kind of stuff they start thinking. So yeah, you see why Sabine was kind of feeling the way she was feeling. But Ahsoka at least does admit that she did walk away from Sabine. So that does let us know, okay, you were kind of fucked up. You now got to fix that shit. So now that's all we're kind of waiting on is for Ahsoka to fix that shit. Ahsoka tells Sabine, don't take the map. But the fact that Ahsoka already garnered Sabine's help was a nice little token. But of course, Sabine didn't listen, never expected her to. Takes the map from the ship back to her place. Do I think Ahsoka should have let Sabine take it in the first place? No. I think I think Ahsoka was right. Like this shit is too precious and important for you, a Padawan, an untrained Padawan, to just take it and just have it. Like, no, I don't think you're just gonna fucking lose it, but shit happens. You know what I mean? So I think Ahsoka was right. She made the wise decision. But Sabine don't listen, which is probably was half the reason why Ahsoka left her in the first place. Not trying to place blame, but just saying, two sides to every story. Sabine leaves. She takes the map back to her place. She does solve it. However, Shin Hati has been dispatched to Lethal to handle that shit. So now we're told that we're about to have a Padawan fight. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I didn't think we were gonna get the Padawan fight for like at least a couple of episodes. They said nah. Episode 1, you gonna see them niggas squabble. I said bet. Why the fuck does Sabine get her ass whooped from start to finish? Like there was not a back and forth where she ever got an upper hand. It was always either Shin Hati tossing her around, or Sabine having to stalemate her ass with a lightsaber clash. Like I was, oh, like Sabine, really? You went back, got that lightsaber just to walk out here and get your ass tagged? I mean, I'm not surprised. You know they got a Padawan braid. This bitch got a Padawan braid. This bitch is in it. Shin Hati is in it, nigga. So yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that she pulled up and beat the dog shit out of fucking Sabine, but none of my business. I mean, I guess it is my business. I'm talking about it, but she should have got her ass whooped, is what I'm saying. At least she should have got a couple hits in. Like maybe cracked her one good time and got Shinati mad before Shinati started whooping her ass. But nope, Shinati was fucking with her ass the whole time. Was literally fucking with her ass. You could tell in her movements. And again, Shinati's style is so fucking dope, bro. I I don't know what to compare it to, but it is definitely a really good fighting style, bro. And I would definitely not mind mimicking that shit. But Sabine gets her ass whooped. I was not expecting. I was not expecting them to shank up Sabine in the alleyway. I was not expecting that shit. I ain't gonna hold you. We knew she was gonna live, obviously, but in that moment, it was still like, ooh, like I definitely flinched, like, oh Jesus. But once that shit subsided, it was like, I mean, she's not dead, she's fine, but damn, got shanked up in the fight, bro. That's tragic. Nigga, that's fucking tragic. But see, Sabine would have been prepared if Sabine would have waited like she was supposed to, and Ahsoka could have told her, "Oh, these are Jedi, so be careful." But she wasn't prepared. So when that nigga Shin Hati pulled out the zzz, Sabine's face was like, "Oh fuck." But she couldn't be no bitch about it, so she fucking squared up. Now there is something I want to go back to real quick. This quote from Ahsoka. She said, "Sometimes the right reasons have the wrong consequences." And I want to say, just the thing about that is honestly, that's a hell of a quote. And I love the quote. But I do want to clarify that right reasons don't necessarily equate to right decisions. And that's why they get wrong consequences. Put it like this, or I'll use this very well known uh saying. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, meaning it doesn't matter what you wanted to do. The only thing that matters is what happened. So again, your right reason, or i.e. your good intent, doesn't mean anything for the consequence at hand. That's kind of what I got. But a hell of a quote nonetheless. And I am definitely curious to see why Ahsoka made her decision, her reasoning, her good intent. I can't wait to see what it is. I can't wait to see what happened between Sabine and Ahsoka that got them like this. Because Ahsoka's not new to the rough apprentice master relationship, even though this is her first time being a master. So it's still kind of like, why are you struggling? But then again, they're like, yeah, Sabine is Mandalorian, so she's even more stubborn than the average stubborn person. So but still, it's like you should be used to it by now. So you had Anakin Skywalker as a mentor, and that nigga was just as insubordinate as anybody. Hell, you learn to be insubordinate from that nigga. So why are you struggling? But yeah, I can't wait to see what happened. And now I want to jump back to the end of episode one to these ending credits. It's very much giving me the book of Boba Fett vibe mixed with Game of Thrones. And I'm good with that because I fuck that book of Boba Fett ending thing was fucking killer, bro. Fucking killer. And the Ahsoka thing is just as good in my opinion. And then how at certain intervals the theme matches up with the map hitting certain points. I thought that was kind of cool. Like it was like it was playing a melody on the map. Anyway, that I thought that was kind of cool. But I don't know. I'm a little bit. I like little stupid shit like that. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was the end of episode one. All in all, um, I'll give the episode an 8, a definite 8. The shots were amazing. Um, that the Padawan fight, I want to give it a 7.5 because it's disappointing that Sabine didn't put up a fight. If Sabine would have put up a fight, probably like a 9 or a 10. But because she was just kind of getting her ass whooped, it was a couple of good moves in there. Shin Hati definitely stole the show. I got to get that fight a 7.5. Um, I think the standouts for this episode were definitely Shin Hati for me so far, and Sabine. That's what kind of made it exciting to see the Padawan fight. It's like they both kind of stole it from the beginning, ever since they pulled up. Like Shin Hati doesn't have too many lines, but the fact that she's there and she was doing stuff made you happy. And there was a shot that was very similar to a Darth Maul shot from the Phantom Menace when she was talking to the droid. I thought that was a really cool shot because Darth Maul is my favorite Sith. Like, and he's also the reason why I like the double bladed lightsabers. Like, I'm Team Jedi all day, but I'm gonna have a double bladed lightsaber because of Darth Maul. So yeah, I thought that was amazing. Um, the songs, the score was excellent. Uh, things I'm looking forward to. More Shin Hati and Balin Skull. Um, and crazy enough, more Morgan Elsbeth. I know niggas think she a bitch probably, but I'm curious to see more from the Night Sisters. And she's the only representation we got right now. And I love that they got her in that kind of cherry red, they kind of dark, not the cherry red, what's it called? The like the dark cherry red. Like it's kind of black overtones over it. It's damn near purple. I think that shit is so fucking dope. A very nice touch from the wardrobe team. Good job on that. Gang, gang, gang. And yeah, I think that's about it for episode one. Because I don't want to get too much into it because I got to say some stuff for episode two. And I'm gonna end this episode with some predictions as well, based on the first two episodes. Of course, we're gonna get into the who was married debate. We're gonna get into the where's Ezra debate. We're gonna get into what we think happened with. So yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna get into my personal predictions, and then we'll hop into it. But until then, we're gonna start this episode two. So that episode opens up. So first of all, it's called Toil and Trouble, and I really hope that every title has an and in it. Master and Apprentice, Toil and Trouble, something and something else, something and something. I hope it's like that all the way through. That's going to be really cool for me. But episode is called Toil and Trouble. So Sabine is having nightmares, and Ahsoka is standing looking out the window, and it seems that Ahsoka can hear Sabine's nightmares. So I guess after it gets to a certain point, or if she can't hear it, at least she can feel it through the force at the very least. But I think she can actually hear it. So she's listening, and so she's just like, damn. So after a while, she wakes her up, like, yo, wake up, having nightmares and shit. And and she's like, oh shit, she's in shock. So because she got shanked up, and she wakes up in the hospital, and Ahsoka is just there. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I want to go back real quick, real quick. I want to go back to that ending spot after Sabine got stabbed and she fell over, and you saw Ahsoka running towards her with the ship light in the background. I thought that was an amazing fucking shot, yo, of her just running to her apprentice. I think that was the first time we really get to see how much Ahsoka cares for Sabine. Like, yes, Ahsoka will run to anybody who was kind of injured, but it felt different. Like she was coming from the light to come get Sabine. Like I don't know. I feel like it was strong symbolism there, and I just thought it was a great shot. So sorry. Anyway, fast forward back to they in the hospital. Uh, Ahsoka starts pretty much grilling Sabine because Sabine told her she opened the map, and Ahsoka is not satisfied with the answers that she gets from Sabine. So she walks out, and Sabine is like, "I want to help." Ahsoka's like, "No, you've done enough." Because I get it. I know a lot of people probably gonna say she was being kind of bitchy right there, but I'm also like, she was right. That's how I be feeling. Like I can't care because I was right. If you'd have listened to me and stayed on the ship, then we would have the map still. But then I also think that perhaps if we'd have stayed on the ship, she wouldn't have solved the map because she took the map to clear her head, so she could get somewhere where she could think better, is what she said. So I guess it was the stipulation of you can either A, keep the map here and we don't figure it out, or let me take it, I figure it out, and you risk it being taken. So it's kind of catch 22. And niggas lost. So, but I get it. She was annoyed. I told you not to do it. You did it. And now we don't have our shit. And now we're fucked. So pointless, right? So she walks off, goes to go handle whatever this she got handled. Oh, she goes to investigate. My bad. So now you got Ahsoka at the site trying to figure out what happened, and clearly she has this new force ability that allows her to um, recreate scenarios. Because from her being able to hear Sabine's nightmares to her being able to see what happened back at the fight scene and to kind of walk back and see what happened. And I think that's how she knew that that droid was still there because she saw everything. She probably noticed that only one droid left with what's her face. So she's probably like, where that other one at? Where did that nigga go after he got shot in the leg? Because I don't think Sabine finished him off. I think she just shot him in the leg and then pow, one more shot, and then she just ran off just to catch that other nigga. But nigga tried to get the drop on Ahsoka. Ahsoka wasn't having it, especially since the Loth cat snitched. That nigga stay snitched. That nigga stay snitched. He snitched in the first episode too when he warned Sabine that them droids was there. That little nigga be snitching and I fuck with it because he's snitching for good. He's snitching for justice. But but yeah, I thought it was cool that apparently I think this is the first time that in the Star Wars universe we're going to a different galaxy. Because when I was younger, I always thought that whenever they hit hyperspace that they were going to another galaxy. Until I realized that no, they're still in the same galaxy. And I think what was fucking me up was that I view galaxy and I see solar system. Because our solar system is right here, like the neighborhood. So when I'm like, you hit hyperspace to go next door, no. You know what I'm saying? So they going to another galaxy. Like, no, nigga, they're going to literally another galaxy. We're all in the same galaxy. You hit hyperspace to go to another solar system, another star system. Oh, okay. So I think this is the first time we're going to another galaxy. Going to be fun. Can't wait. Uh, you got this pathway to Peridia, which is what Balin talked about as like, so he don't believe in this, whatever this is. So whatever they getting out of this, because Shin Hati asks, like, after we find Thrawn, what do we get out of this? And he's just like power. I'm like, power from where? Because maybe it has something to do with Thrawn specifically, or maybe it has something to do with the Empire, but it can't just be money. Like, because he said like the way he said power beyond like compare or however the fuck he said it, it sounded like way more than just money. It sounded like maybe a holocron, maybe they're going to find a holocron. I don't know, but I really think I really think it has nothing to do with money. But we'll see. That's one prediction right there. Um, let's see where do we go from here. So Hera asked Ahsoka specifically asked Ahsoka to train Sabine again when they was out going to check out that Morgan Elsbeth uh, Corellia jump. Which, by the way, Can we just emphasize that Ahsoka knows how skilled Sabine is and how much she trusts her? Because she trusts her to solve the map, and she trusts her to pretty much fuck with that droid head so that they can figure out uh where the droid came from. So she trusts her a lot. So something very specific happened between them. I think something fucked up Sabine's trust for Ahsoka. Because I don't know if maybe in a big moment Sabine made the wrong decision, or maybe Sabine was insubordinate at the wrong time and it turned out really bad and Ahsoka was tired of that shit. I don't know. But it definitely has some it was definitely something serious because Ahsoka still has that I trust you in her. And Sabine still has that you trust me kind of look every time Ahsoka entrusts her with something until she realized, oh, what, you don't trust me? You don't trust me to take the map back to my place? No, it has nothing to do with you. But like I said, I don't want to get into the psychology of it. But yeah, Hera asks Sabine, or Hera asks Ahsoka to train Sabine, and Ahsoka's like, no, she doesn't want to be trained by me. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, she does. And of course, simultaneously, you got Hu Yang telling Sabine the exact same shit. Like, ask her to train you. She don't want to train me, nigga. You also didn't ask, so you don't know. So they both got a nice, good talking to. Get them niggas on the right track. I think, so we want to jump forward to them hyperdrives. Them hyperdrives, when them shits was being made, I was like, yo, or when they stumbled upon them, and they was like, what is those? And Harris started grilling that nigga. I was like, yo, I think that's for Thrawn's ship because clearly that nigga was Empire. Like from the time we got here, he was being defiant, and we had to basically intimidate that nigga to make him do what we want him to. And now you still being defiant. I'm telling you to unlock this shit. You telling me clearance, and I'm saying, nigga, I am the clearance, and you just like, yeah. So I knew that was Empire. I'm like, I think that's for Thrawn's ship. And then the Eye of Sion. I think the Eye of Sion. I'm jumping around now because episode 2 is kind of like, yeah. So the Eye of Sion clearly is a hyperspace ring. Look at it. Look at it. It's a hyperspace ring. That's exactly what a hyperspace ring looks like. And I think it's the hyperspace ring for Thrawn's ship, the Chimera. I think um I think they're gonna take that hyper ring to his Star Destroyer and yaga that jump back. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's what I think the hyperdrives was for. So that's why they got two. So I that's my prediction there. Um, let's see. I kind of like that they made it clear that Sabine is not force sensitive at all in that conversation with Hu Yang. I very much appreciated how they made it very clear you have the least amount of force out of anybody I've ever seen with a lightsaber. Out of anybody I've ever seen wield a lightsaber. Period. I'm like, damn. So it's gonna be fun to see if they keep her non-force sensitive, or if they're gonna make it like maybe she's gonna use her Mandalorian side to help not be force sensitive. Because do you need to be force sensitive when you got Mandalorian armor, that OP ass Mandalorian armor, which she got the fuck back out after she done cut her head and got ready to be Ahsoka's Padawan again? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the defensive capabilities of Mandalorian armor mixed with the attacking ability of a Jedi Knight and their lightsaber? Bruh, you throw in a Mandalorian jetpack? Bro. Sabine could very well wind up being the most badass Jedi of all fucking time if they play this shit right. If they play that shit right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, she would be the first Jedi since Mandalore, right? Since the first nigga that wore the dark saber. Or am I mistaken? I'm not too versed in Star Wars lore, but I think she would be the first one since that nigga to be a Jedi and a Mandalorian. And I think that would be kind of cool. And I think that would be very fitting for Ahsoka's Padawan. You know what I'm saying? Because I always wondered, like, Ahsoka got to train somebody badass, bro. When I found out it was Sabine, I was annoyed because I was like, what? Why? How? But Mandalorian and Jedi, that could be crazy. That could be crazy. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It was nice seeing the Phantom. That was nice. Um, they're saving the ghost. I appreciate that. But the ghost looks so good. I mean, the Phantom looks so good. All the visual effects, the CGI for the ships and everything, like Chopper, all the droids look real, including Hu Yang. Hu Yang, Chopper, all the droids, they look so fucking real. They look like metal. They look like they're real. They moving. Uh, uh, they put their foot in it so good. But we knew that already. So whatever. Merrick versus Ahsoka. I was looking, trying to see if I could tell if that's a man or a woman. Cause my bet is now for Barris Offee. Cause I don't think it's Ezra. That doesn't make sense. I wouldn't mind it being Starkiller. I love Starkiller. Starkiller and Ahsoka are literally my two favorite Star Wars characters in all of the Star Wars universe. So if they made Starkiller canon, I wouldn't be mad at all with that. But I don't think it's him. It just doesn't make sense. It's like Merrick, because Galen Merrick. But Merrick and Merrick are spelled differently. Marok, I think they pronounce it Marok. It's spelled Marrok. Galen Merrick is spelled Marek, and that's dumb. Why would they change the name slightly, pronounce it the same, but disguise that nigga? That definitely reminds me of how Obi-Wan Kenobi hid himself by calling himself Ben Kenobi. Like, bro, how many people in the galaxy got the last name Kenobi? Is it that many? Like, you lucky niggas not just killing anybody named Kenobi. That's a terrible way to hide. But I guess in that case, if Star Wars is used to doing shit like that, then maybe it is fucking Merrick, Galen Merrick. And like I said, I'd be happy. I wouldn't be mad. I fucking love Star Killer. Nigga badass. And then you gonna make him a fucking Inquisitor too? Yes. Yes. Give him more tags. Give him more tags. Yes. I'm cool with that. But I don't think it's neither one of them. My guess is for Barris Offee because we never did we don't know what happened to her. Last thing we know, she got locked up, I think, and that was just it. And then the Clone Wars happened, or I mean, Order 66 happened, and shit got crazy. And yeah, so if it's Barris Offee, that would be very fun. But I don't think it is. I feel like Ahsoka was kind of handling that motherfucker a little too easily for it to be Barris. Because Barris actually used to whoop Ahsoka's ass back when they used to squabble. But Ahsoka was whooping her ass this time, was whooping Merrick's ass. So I don't know. I don't know. We just gonna have to see. We just gonna have to see. Let's see. Is there any other points I want to hit before I just start freeballing these last 10 minutes? Nope. I think that's it. I think I'm about to just talk my shit. So I'm gonna spend the last 10 minutes just doing predictions and giving my overall. So you got episode two. I give episode two a 7.5. Seven. Nah, I give episode two a 7. A little less action. I, I mean the action was still pretty good, but a little less action, a little more storytelling. I feel like not too much really even happened, even though some really serious points happened, like Sabine officially becoming Ahsoka's Padawan, finding out Morgan Elsbeth was a Night Sister, um, finding out where the fuck Thrawn and them at, and finding out that we going to another galaxy for the first time. The Eye of Sion, like I said, I know for a fact that's a hyperspace ring. It looks just like it. I've seen a lot of hyperspace rings, and I can always spot one when I see it. It's a circle, but then it always has like those two little circles to the side, which are usually like the thrusters. That looks like a giant hyperspace ring or a star destroyer, a giant one. So that's what I think. That's my prediction. Um, but the overall prediction for the series, because I'm not going to do this every episode. I'm just doing this just for the first, just for the premieres, and then I might do one for the finale, but I'm not going to keep doing these. So my prediction for the whole season is going to be I think I think Shin Hati and Balin Skull. I think they're going to kill Balin Skull, and Shin Hati is going to tweak as a result. Um, I think Sabine. I think when they meet in that forest, when Balin Skull and Ahsoka are fighting in the background, and Ahsoka and Sabine and Shin Hati are fighting in the forefront, I think Ahsoka is going to kill Balin Skull, and I think Shin Hati is still going to whoop Sabine, but Ahsoka's going to pop over just when she's getting her ass whooped because she doesn't whoop Balin now, and I think Shin Hati's going to run off because of course she can't fight both of them. And I think that's when a lot of the trust is going to be garnered because Ahsoka is going to quote unquote save Sabine from Shin Hati in that little final moment. On top of some other stuff along the way, I'm sure that's going to happen. Of course, we're going to find out what happened between them. I think, like I said, my prediction for that is that I think Ahsoka, like classic in his very first case that we saw, Ahsoka told Sabine not to do something. She does it anyway, and then something bad happens. And I think she did it at the most inopportune time. And Ahsoka couldn't take it no more. She's like, "You're not gonna listen, bro. I can't teach you. I can't teach somebody who's not teachable." Type shit. That's what I think happened. And I think that's what Sabine meant. I think that's the whole "oh she gave up on me" type shit. I think Sabine did something, but I think Ahsoka kind of just gave up because she get on my nerves. She don't listen. That's exactly what I think happened. Now, I don't know what the specific situation would be. It could be a number of things, but I think she didn't listen, and it maybe caused some deaths, maybe like something very serious. And Ahsoka was like, "Nah, this not gonna work." So you got that. I I personally don't think we find Thrawn until the last episode. That's gonna be my guess, or at least in like the second to last episode. Like I don't think we're going to see that much Thrawn. I can't imagine us finding that nigga the third episode. And I feel like half of this shit is about finding him. I think we found him like last episode, second to last episode. Um, I think we spend episodes 3 and 4 searching this new galaxy. Um, and then 5 and 6, of course, we're getting close to Thrawn. And then 7, 8, we find that nigga. He does whatever. Um, I I don't. I think Ezra is with him, but I don't think they're working together per se. I don't think they're friends. Like a lot of people are like, oh, they got snatched together. Maybe they spent some time and now they cool with each other. Nah, I do think they're still together, but I don't think they're together. I think they're surviving together, but I still think they hate each other. Yes, they have an understanding of each other, but I still don't think they fuck with each other. And I think they're on some whenever we get back, we back to being enemies type shit. Now, a lot of people are also saying that they our Ezra was flirting with the dark side type shit is gonna come back, and that's kind of what happened. And now he's a dark side user, which is possible. I can see that, but I don't know. I feel like that would water down his whole growth because he withstood Palpatine, and stronger niggas than him have tried and failed, but he resisted his parents. He resisted Palpatine's reach. Like he tore down the whole Jedi temple. I think that was the Jedi temple, or was it the Sith temple? Can't remember which one it was. He tore down the whole temple, resisted this nigga. Like Ezra's not as weak against that shit that it seems at times. Because it does seem at times like he's doing a turn right now. But he's very consistent with the no, get that shit away from me. He's just I think he had the right teacher. I think Kanan was the right teacher for him. I really do. And I think he could have used a little more training, but we'll see. But I think Merrick is Barrisoffy. I don't think it's Ezra. I think Ezra's with Thrawn, but they not together. I think Ahsoka is going to kill Balin Skull, and Shinati is going to get away. Um, Maybe she runs back to Morgan Elsbeth, even, and I think it's going to something's going to pop up that Shinati doesn't fuck with Morgan Elsbeth, and I think that's going to be a thing. And then it's going to turn around and be like that's the only person she can run to now. So I think she's going to run to Morgan Elsbeth, and damn, she might fuck around and become a night sister herself. Now you got a Mandalorian Jedi and a Night Sister Jedi. I mean, why not? Asajj was a well, she wasn't a Sith, I guess, but she was trained by Dooku, so that's close enough. I feel like so it's very possible that would be cool. A Jedi Night Sister versus uh, will she still be a Jedi if she's under a Night Sister now? I don't know, but you got a Jedi Night Sister versus a Mandalorian Jedi. That would be crazy when they meet back up once they train a little more, and then Sabine could kind of catch up. Oh yeah, that would be nice. That would be a nice watch. I'm excited to see this new galaxy, see what we find over there, and yeah, I don't. That's kind of all I got. Like, all in all, like I said, I give the total premiere a 7.5. A total premiere 7.5. Um, I think the show's going to get better as it gets along. It seems like it's that type. Like it's going to get better. I think the first few episodes was just trying to get shit together, and I think the real shit is going to pop in the coming weeks. So we should definitely stay tuned for that. I can't wait. I'm gonna be watching along with y'all. So just know whenever it drop on Tuesday, 9 p.m., I'm in there too, because I can't avoid spoilers all day. It's too much. So when it drop, just know I'm watching it with you. We enjoying, having fun, eating some popcorn, chilling. Oh man, I love Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka. Now I can't wait. Rest in peace to Ray Stevenson. That's such a loss, bro. Oh, that's such a loss. I didn't even know who that was when it first popped up. Oh, it was Ray. And I looked it up. I was like, what? What? And I was so annoyed. So I was like, Balin Skull has been such a good character so far. Such a solid character. Like, I don't see him being anybody's favorite, but I also don't see anybody hating him either. He's that type character. Like, he's really solid. And I like him. He's not my favorite, but I like him. And when that shit fucked me up a little bit. But because one of the first things I thought of was, wow, the actress that played Shin Hati didn't even get to really get the full experience of what they created with her master. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that was such a big loss. And I was wondering how she was probably feeling about that because them niggas connect. When you do stuff like this, when you're on set and then you're playing these relationships leak off into the real world. So I can't imagine what she feeling. But yeah, rest in peace to Ray Stevenson. Um, I'm gonna end it there, and we want to enjoy this Ahsoka ride together. It's your boy Art, Artaban, the fourth wise man, and this is